All right, so let's demystify some of these height control speeds. First thing we'll do is we'll look in CommandCNC, take out the E-stop, and we have this velocity anti-dive, and what this does is when you are going to come to a corner, it will stop height control commands as you slow down for that corner. As you take off from that corner, when you get up to a certain speed percentage of your program speed, it will kick height control back on, and you'll see this go on and off. So let's look at our THC settings, and velocity anti-dive is here, and that is at 94%. So if you're traveling 100 inches a minute and you get down to 94% or less when you're coming into that corner, it will shut off height control. If you get past 94, when you get out of that corner, it will turn height control back on. That's velocity anti-dive. That's really good. Same goes for small radiuses. If you're slowing down axis to slow down and move the other axis, and you reach that 94% threshold, yep, that'll slow down. That will turn off height control. And as you get past that, it'll turn it back on. So that's an important thing to have, or we'll dive on radiuses and corners. The upper and lower set tolerances. So if you have this an auto set from your use auto set in cheat cam, you fire the torch and it samples. If it's outside of this range, it will not use the sample. It'll say sample bad, and it'll show you the sample volts. If it's within that range, that's preset to 8, it will say good, and then your preset volt might be 130, and maybe it came in at like 127 or 133. So that's what that is. These aren't relevant. These just are your startup settings until you hit run, and then your preset volts will change. So that's velocity anti-dive and sampling. Now what can happen with velocity anti-dive is if we hit manual and we change the speed rate override down to like 91%, but we were at 94%, then velocity anti-dive will keep height control from turning on. So it's good to know that we want to be above that 94% when we're doing this. We want to use height control. Now we could alter this number to be used in conjunction with this speed. So if we were at if we were at like 85%, you could turn this to like 80%, and then you would have that 5% change where it would shut off height control when the speed is less than that. So that is how velocity anti-dive works in conjunction with your feed rate override. Okay. So now let's look at some more THC functions that are coming from the actual card settings in your CommandCNC configurator. So we'll open this, we'll go to THC. We have an upper lower faults limit. This means that if your volts are over 200, it will fault. If they're under 50, it'll fault, and it won't move the head. This is a pretty mild setting that we set all machines to. We can up this setting if we want to. We can choose like 100 inches a minute velocity with a 80 acceleration. So what this means is if you're traveling and your piece jumps up, if you're moving at 100 inches a minute, how fast do you have to travel? If your piece jumps up at 45 degrees, well, 150 inches a minute, right? So that is that setting. And so when we're cutting really thin, we may want to tweak that setting if we have really super wavy material, or we have material that is corrugated. We will alter that setting and that speed. Up here, we have these DTHC responsivenesses. So if we go to custom, our slowest velocity, that is when we're really close to our volt tracking limit, within 1, is 10. So if we are within 1, we're not overshooting, right? We're not oscillating up and down, up and down, up and down really fast. If we go to slow, we can see our slowest velocity at 10, volts tracking limit at 1. We will maintain within plus or minus 1 volt. If we go to medium, our slowest velocity is at 5, but our volt tracking limit now is at 0.5, so it's a little more accurate. And fast is out of control. So slowest velocity at 0, volts tracking at 0. This would be like for corrugated. We're going to cut fast and we're going to react at 0 time. So that would be the change we would make. Arc OK current, we're gonna leave that alone at 10. That just means when 10 volts or 10 volts are coming through, it's our arc OK current, and that we don't need to have. And we're not going to get into tip save or stop on fault, but when we make a change here, so we go to medium, we make this change to 100 or 150 and acceleration 80, we'll hit save, and that will send the information to the height control card. Now you can't have this open and CommandCNC open at the same time. CommandCNC has to be closed for this to take effect. So we'll hit save, then close, and we'll exit out of here, and we'll open CommandCNC, and that will increase our torch height control speed. Now this may be really good for thin material, but we may want to slow that down for thicker material while it's moving slowly, because there's a lot more moments in time when the material's peeling away. Okay, that's it.